Welcome back. Today is our first gear review. I'm excited about it. I have a lot I want to get into on gear. The first thing we're going to do is the Buck Spitfire 722 knife, pocket knife. I love this knife. I have 5 of these knives. It's pretty inexpensive and it's made in the US. As over time, I become more conscientious of what I buy. I try to buy American products. Is this the best pocket knife in the world? No. Is it the worst? Absolutely not. It's just a tool. And so there are different tools for different jobs. And I carried this thing for almost a year. And they have this one. They also have a serrated variation, which I like a lot. I have, like I said, I have 5 of these. And you'll see on this, there's some drywall mud on there. There's some drywall dust. There's some paint on there. I'm not easy on knives. I have a lot of knives, probably 100 pocket knives. Maybe not quite that many, but probably 80 to 100. And I carry a knife on me every single day. I think everybody should. I've been carrying this Benchmark for the last couple months. We'll do a review on that. That's a little bit higher end. It's about $120. And I mean, your imagination is what limits to what you carry, because there's multiple $1,000 pocket knives out there. But this is just for the general public, workhorse. I love these knives. Can't say that enough. They're 420 stainless steel, made in the US. A couple things, it has a great locking mechanism, which I'll talk about more in a second. That is probably the thing I look for most in a pocket knife, is the locking mechanism. Because I'm hard on these things. I'm cutting drywall, I'm opening up paint cans, everything. You think of it, I use my knife. I use it in all kinds of improper ways that knives are not made to be used. And that's just how I do it, and I don't care. Because that's what I have on me. I'm not carrying around multiple tools on me. I don't carry a Leatherman because they're too heavy. I used to. And depending on your job, you might, because the job I had at that time, carrying a Leatherman made sense. But I carry a pocket knife, and this is the one I carried for a long time, and I'll probably even go back to it at times. It has a one hand, one thumb assist, or you can open it with one hand. It doesn't have a stub, a thumb stub on there, which I prefer typically in a pocket knife. This one has a big cutaway, which it's kind of cool. It kind of looks like an eye, actually, which I think that's kind of cool. The design of it's a pretty knife for how inexpensive it is. You can get these on Buck, the website, for $45. You might be able to find them cheaper elsewhere. I'm not exactly sure what the difference in variation of price. We'll put a link below on that. They have a straight blade version, which I typically use because they're easier to sharpen. But I also like the serrated. If maybe you work with fishermen or something like that, cutting rope and thing, it's better to have a serrated edge. It holds an edge really, really well. I've been impressed with that. Also, it comes out of the box super sharp, which I was impressed with. But so it has a thumb grip there on the back of the blade. There might be 3/8 of an inch there where there's some serrations. There's some deep serrations on the top of the handle. I have big mitts, so holding that knife, it's really comfortable. The handle is perfect for me. Orange is my favorite color, so it has a cool orange color. I actually have this one. It's kind of steampunked. I rubbed some orange off of it. I kind of like that design. Just messing with it. This one's really dirty. It needs to be cleaned off. But I've sharpened this one multiple times. This one's probably my oldest one. It's probably 1.5 years, almost 2 years old. It's pretty cool. You'll see that it has a good clip. One of the things I like about that, the clip on it, the pocket clip, has 3 studs on there, 3 screws to hold that. I don't have any of these that are loose yet, which is really nice. If you've carried knives any length of time. That can be an irritation. Oftentimes, most of the time, what I'll do is I'll take those out, put some Loctite, put them right back on. But I haven't had no problems with these. Like I said, they're 45 bucks. You can actually, on Buck website, you can get these engraved, which is a pretty cool feature. And they have other colors. They have a brown one, which I have. I couldn't find it for this review. They have blue, which I don't have that one. I think they have a green one. I'm not sure, but you can go on Buck's website. I also like Buck as a company. For some people, they don't know, but I'll just go through kind of what they're about. They have a forever warranty. It says, this is right off of Buck's website. Buck's forever warranty. As my father, Chuck Buck, would say, if this is your first Buck knife, welcome aboard. You're now part of a very large family. We think of each one of our users as a member of the Buck Knives family, and we take care of our own. Now that you are family, you might want to know a little bit more about us. Dad said it best when he said the fantastic growth of Buck Knives Inc. was no accident. And this is what I like right here. From the beginning, we determined to make God the senior partner. In a crisis, the problem was turned over to Him, and He hasn't failed to help us with the answer. Each knife must reflect the integrity of management. If sometimes we fail on our end because we are human, we find it imperative to do our utmost to make it right. If any of you are troubled or perplexed and looking for answers, may we invite you to look to Him, meaning God, for God loves you. How awesome is that? You know, I didn't know that. They don't put that out there as much as maybe a Christian like me would like. They're not, over bodacious about what they say. But just the fact that they're coming from a human perspective, that they're showing that they care about people, that the management, the owner, the company, it made me, once I found that out, because they come in the box, I threw these boxes away. But when it comes in the box, they have that they have a letterhead, kind of like a note from the owner saying that. When I read that, I went on their website and looked into it, and sure enough, these are a Christian company, which I think is really awesome. I have tons of Buck knives now. I started buying them. I typically only buy the ones that are made in the U.S. Because it supports U.S. workers, it supports a U.S. company. But I also understand the importance of being profitable on lower end knives, so sometimes you have to resource that out. I get it, I'm a business owner. But this is an awesome knife. If you haven't got a pocket knife, you will not go wrong with this knife. Are there better knives out there? Yes. Are there worse knives? For sure. But for the price, I have not found a better knife. And like I said, I probably have 80 plus pocket knives, and we're going to do lots of reviews on those. So like I said, it's stainless steel. It's not going to rust on you. It's cool design. Got people with big handle hands. It's going to be super comfortable. It's super sharp right out of the box. It doesn't have a thumb stud, which I don't like, but the locking mechanism is solid. It is super awesome. I mean, there's like hardly any give, if any, on that. It's just, and this one here I've had for over a year, and it is still solid as a rock. There's no wiggle room. The locking mechanism is amazing. I'm not sponsored by Buck. I don't have any sponsors, but I'll tell you what, this is an awesome knife. I got my son one. He loves it. He's a knife guy like me. So pick one of these up, support Buck. I know that they're on Amazon and things like that. I think I got a couple on Amazon. I think I got one from their website, Buck Knives. I haven't got any of these engraved. I probably will get one engraved. I really like this color, this orange color. I think it's really, really cool. I might get this one, get another one, and get this one engraved. But it's just really, the pocket clip is deep, and it has that little indentation, which I like, because if you notice on the top of jeans, you have a double sew mark on there, and it allows for that. And a lot of them don't. A lot of them just have a straight clip. Well, that little indentation really catches that seam on your jeans or on your pants where your pocket's at. So there's a lot that went into this knife, and I think it's extremely underrated as a knife. And there's going to be people who probably disagree, because there's always somebody who disagrees. But look at Buck Knives. Like I said, I read you the statement about Buck Knives. They're a Christian company. A lot of you probably didn't even know that. I didn't. And so when I started telling my friends that, they're like, wow, I didn't even know that. They started looking into them, and I showed them this knife, and I have 3 or 4 friends that bought this knife, and they really love it, like I said. So go and check it out. It's a workhorse. It is an absolute workhorse, and we'll get into other knives. I have a ton of knives that we're going to get into, do reviews. I'll start doing some hands-on work with them. Now, one last thing on these knives. I think this is it falls under the forever warranty. Now, I abuse my knives. Now, I would not turn in my knife because I'm ethical. Because there's certain things that you shouldn't do, right? You shouldn't open paint cans with the tip. If you don't know that, open it with the side. But if that tip breaks off, you send it in, I'm sure that Buck will warranty it. But that's not the intent and purposes of this knife. Now, like I said earlier, I use my knives all the time for the wrong intents and purposes. But that's me. And I carry a knife on me every single day. And if you don't carry a knife on you every single day, start, because it's super important. And depending upon what it is that you need to do. And maybe there's situations where you can't, but I really highly recommend that you do. I think every single man, but not just man, but every single woman, I've been pushing my daughter to start carrying a knife too, and I got her a couple, and she's very hesitant about it, but she's starting to come around, so. I hope you like this review. I hope it helps you. Look into this knife, the Spitfire 722 Buck, made in the US, and go get one. Talk to you later.